Hello guys, my name is Mehnaz and today I am going to explain you the sixth poem Amanda from CBSE 10th class English textbook First Flight. This poem Amanda is about a small girl whose parents constantly nagging her about what to do and what not to do. This frequent interferences makes her unhappy. She wants a freedom in her life. She wants to come out of all these restrictions. So let's go into the detailed explanation of this poem. And if you like my explanation, subscribe my channel to get the new updates and like and share to your friends. Poem 6 Amanda by Robin Klein. About the poet, Robin McMcLean is an Australian author of books for children. She was born on 28 February 1936 in Kempsey, New South Wales, Australia, and now resides near Melbourne. She had her first short story published at the age of 16. In 1981, she was awarded a Literature Board grant for writing, and since then, she has had more than 20 books published. Some of her noticeable work is Hating Alison Ashley, Halfway Across the Galaxy, and Turn Left. Came back to show you I could fly. Every child feels that he or she is controlled and instructed not to do one thing or another. You too may feel that your freedom is curtailed. So write down some of the things you want to do, but your parents, elders do not want you to do. Introduction of the poem, Robin Klein has expressed the views of a little girl, Amanda, who is constantly pointed out by her mother for making mistakes which she considers are not part of good conduct in the society we live in. Summary of the poem. The poem describes a girl named Amanda and her mother who is nagging her for her mistakes. She is first pointed out, most probably by her mother, for biting her nails and for not sitting in the right posture. The mother also feels that Amanda sits in a very lazy manner. To this, Amanda imagines herself as a mermaid who lives a calm and relaxing life in the beautiful green sea. Further, she is nagged for not cleaning her room and shoes and also for not doing her homework. She then imagines herself to be an orphan because she is now fed up of being watched by her parents continuously. She says that she would have enjoyed her freedom then by making the patterns of her bare feet on the sand and would live a peaceful life. Next, Amanda is scolded for eating too many chocolates as this causes pimples. She is also scolded for not listening to her mother. So now Amanda thinks of being Rapunzel, a character from a fairy tale, and wants to live in a huge tower like in the tower, she will be alone and will live a peaceful life and will never allow anyone to come in. Finally, the mother asks her to stop being moody because she doesn't want anyone to blame her for harassing her daughter. At this time, the poet has not written any reaction from Amanda's side. This constant nagging has made her so sad that she has even stopped to imagine herself as someone else. She used to do so in order to escape from the continuous harassment and dominance of her parents. Now, let's start the detailed explanation. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitants is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. New words used here are hunch, bend, slouching, sitting in a lazy way, languid, relaxed, emerald, here green color, inhabitant, resident, drifting, carried slowly by the water, blissfully, happily. The poet is describing Amanda, a little girl who is always pointed out by her mother for her mistakes and how she imagines her life to be. The poet says that the mother is pointing out Amanda for biting nails, which is a bad habit. Next, she asks her to sit straight without bending her shoulders. Amanda, who has habit of bending her shoulders and sitting lazily, is being pointed out because her mother wants her to sit in the straight posture. At this point of time, when she is being scolded by her mother, she imagines herself to be in a deep green sea. She says that she wants to be the only resident of this beautiful green sea. She imagines herself like a mermaid who is alone there and leads her life in a very relaxing way. She says that she wants to be carried away by the current of water and feels the relaxing environment there. The literary devices used in this stanza are anaphora, repeated use of a word at start of two or more lines. Don't bite, don't hunch. Assonance, use of vowel sound O. Don't hunch your shoulders. The rhyme scheme is A, A, B, A, C, C, C. Amanda, Amanda, straight, Amanda, see me blissfully. Metaphor. Use of word emerald sea for green color of sea being similar to the color of emerald. Repetition. Use of word Amanda. Imagery. Drifting blissfully. Alliteration. Stop that slouching and sit up straight. S sound is being repeated at the start of closely placed words. Illusion. Mermaid is a well-known imaginary creature. Coming to the next stanza. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. The new words here are orphan, a child whose parents are dead, hushed, quiet and still place. Here the poet says that Amanda's mother is inquiring about her whether she has done her homework or not. And then she asks her whether she has cleaned her room or not. Moreover, she is also reminded to clean her shoes. So here we can see that the mother is constantly asking her questions regarding her homework being done or not, or whether she had cleaned up her room and shoes or not. But on the other hand, while Amanda is listening to her mother's instructions, she imagines herself to be an orphan who is roaming in the streets. This means that she imagines if she would have been without parents, she would have walked freely in the streets. She would have drawn designs on the soft dust with her uncovered feet very quietly. So we can see that she thinks opposite to her mother. Her mother wants her to keep everything neat and clean, but Amanda wants to play in dust with her bare feet. Moreover, she is so fed up of these constant instructions from her mother that she says silence is golden, which means that silence is very crucial and precious. She further says that freedom is sweet. This means she never feels free when she is with her mother. The literary devices used in this stanza are anaphora, repeated use of a word at start of two or more lines. You finish, did you tidy? Rhyme scheme is A, A, D, A, E, E, E. Amanda, Amanda, shoes, Amanda, street, feet, sweet. Assonance, use of vowel sound O. Thought, told, you, your, shoes. Repetition, use of word Amanda. Metaphor, silence is golden. Silence is said to be glorious like golden color. Freedom is sweet. Freedom is said to be sweet in taste. Coming to next stanza. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? I am Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. The new words used in this stanza are acne, pimples, Rapunzel, a girl in the fairy tale by Brothers Grimm, tranquil, calm, quiet, and rare is uncommon. Next, Amanda's mother is disallowing her to eat chocolates. She reminds her of pimples that Amanda faces due to eating chocolates. At last, she scolds her for not paying attention to what her mother says. At this moment, Amanda imagines herself to be Rapunzel. Rapunzel was a character from a fairy tale that was captured in tower by a witch. The witch used to climb the tower with the help of long hair of Rapunzel that were let down by her through the window. So now Amanda wants to be Rapunzel because she feels that life in the tower will be peaceful and unusual. She thinks she will be free and live in a peaceful environment in the tower. She also confirms to herself that she will never let her hair down to anyone so that nobody could come to her in the tower. The literary devices used in this stanza are allusion, use of famous fairy tale character Rapunzel. Rhyme scheme is A A F A G G G. Amanda, Amanda, you, Amanda, care, rare, hair. Assonance, use of vowel sound E and O. Will you please look at me when I am speaking to you? Consonants, use of sound R. I am Rapunzel. I have not a care, bright hair. Repetition, use of word Amanda. The next stanza. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. The new words used in this stanza are sulking, to be in a bad mood, moody, unstable, nagged, harassed. Amanda's mother now warns her for behaving in a very odd manner. She asks her to stop being in a bad mood. Moreover, she blames her of having such an unstable mood. She also scolds her by saying that her behavior will one day make people think that Amanda was constantly being harassed by her mother. So here we can say that though Amanda is always pointed out by her mother on every small thing, but she can't react to this. If she reacts towards this by getting emotional, her mother takes this against her sense of pride and scolds her that she should not behave like this, as others would think that Amanda's mother is very dominating towards her child. The literary devices used are alliteration, stop that sulking, S sound is repeated at the start of the closely placed words. Repetition, use of word Amanda. Rhyme scheme here is A-A-H-A. Amanda, Amanda, you, Amanda. If you like my explanation, click the like button, share my video to your friends, and also subscribe my channel so that you can get my new updates. Thank you very much. Bye bye.